and use a little bit more of your brain. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind, and today we're back at the courthouse and we're going to start knocking out some things. Checking to see why this guy left me on the side of the road. See if we can look into this little SL100, see what it needs, and whatever else we can get into. Guys, you may remember my exercise bike, the 1980 Honda CB125 that we got running, took it out for a ride, then ended up walking it home. And we lost all power. Well, I put it on the charger, so we have power. It starts up as it should. It's just not charging. What I did do is I unplugged, since it's an always-on headlight, I unplugged the low beam. So we just have high beam. So watch, let me start it back up. So we still have lights. If I put the high beam on, we still have juice. The only problem is that it doesn't seem to be charging. So you'll be able to run it a little longer now because I can turn the light off. That's where we are. So I'm gonna have to sort out why we're not charging, but that's probably for another day. When I got here, I said, let me just see if I can look into it and see what it is. So that's the first thing. We still have the old battery. I do believe that maybe a new battery could solve it. I'm not sure. Maybe that'll do it. We could try a new battery and then maybe changing the rectifier. Got some little solid state ones that maybe I'll try to just replace it and see if that makes a difference. Or it may be the actual alternator, charge generator, whatever those things are called. That thing in the engine. We'll have to do some tests on that, but it starts, it runs. We did a little temporary solve here with the headlight. So just to give you guys an update on this guy. Okay, we're going to try to see if we can solve that. And I think it may be bent. You can see how it's kind of raised up on, you can probably see a little bit better on this side. See, this thing is, there's a huge gap. I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I think it's bent. So let me show you what I mean. I think it's bent right here because maybe somebody at some point, see, if you don't have this lined up, the way it goes, this is what clamps down right here. But if you don't have this, the actual fuel cap lined up with this right here, it won't go on and it may have been bent. So I'm going to see if I can whack it down right there, just right there, see if I can get that to just sink in and then see if it works. This is the only hammer I had. It seemed like it'll be big enough. Let's see if that works. Which way does it go? This way. No. Okay, so I did get it lower. I think I can probably get it a little bit lower right in there. So let's try some more. I probably could take it off and bend it. Yeah, that is better. That is better. Let's see. Still got a little rattle. Okay, let me show you. This may be the cause of my rattle. So let's see if we can pop this little thing out. Maybe flip it over. It may be bent. That may be bent because if you don't turn it, you'll beat on that on this guy right here, and you could bend it. So let me see if I flip that around. So I just put a little bit of heat shrink right here on these ends, and let's see if that makes a difference. Let's check, make sure this thing's tight. Come on, I was hoping it'd be loose. Yeah, maybe a little. Part of my racket is just in this hinge. Just right here. It's just a pin going through. So nothing I can do about that. But I also put a piece of heat shrink right there so that this is a little tighter when it goes on, and I think it worked. So let's see if this worked here. Push down and then turn. It's definitely not wiggling anymore. Hey, between tightening that up and doing that, I think we may have solved it. The way Honda intended. So it looks like we solved it. A couple of things: bending this hinge down, tightening this these mounting bolts here, pulling this up so it gives us more pressure on the cap, and then a couple of well-placed heat shrinks on any spot where it would come in contact to eliminate the rattle. So that makes all the difference in the world. Come on, there we go. Rattle free. These are some of my favorite types of fixes. Didn't have to go buy anything. We just found stuff around here and managed to make it work. Okay guys, here is a 1972 Honda SL100, and it's relatively complete. The exhaust is in decent shape. It's not rotted out. It has the heat shield, which is in really good shape. We are missing the front fender. Got a little ding right here. And then we're missing the other side cover. We're missing a couple of things here. A chain, I think a chain guard probably, and this cover, things like that. But the good thing is this guy has cover, sprocket cover, chain. So the main thing that we're worried about on this one is that it's stuck like Chuck. It's stuck. So we're going to pull the spark plug off and look into the cylinder. We'll probably pull off these tappet covers too, and then spray some juice in them. First thing we'll do is check to see if there's any oil in here or if it's just full of water. Oh, it's full of some sludge, some sludgy stuff right here. So we may also pull off the carburetor too, just so that we can get inside. We can look in here too, plus this will need to be cleaned anyway. If this is stuck, let's take off some stuff. We may loosen that, probably not the exhaust. I was thinking we could loosen up that too, but let's look inside here first and see what we get. Guys, just using this little bore scope. I'll leave a link in the description below. I love this thing, like $25, something like that. It's pretty awesome. And let's go inside. Coming in, that looks like a valve right there. Ooh, looks a little crusty. That valve right there looks a little crusty. What does it look like? Ooh, ooh, this guy. Oh, it looks like it may have some juice in it, maybe. Right? One way to find out, stick the camera in it. Yes, looks like it's got some ATF in it. So it looks like it's had some ATF soaking in it. So let's see if we can put a wrench on it, see if it moves. I want to pull these tappet covers off and see what those look like. Okay, I just have this wrench on here. Let me see if we can see if it moves besides tightening the bolt up. Nope. I'm going to need to get a little more aggressive. I couldn't get the tappet covers off. I didn't want to mar them up. They didn't come off easy, so we'll have to, I think, pull this engine and then see if we can put it on the bench and see if we can do some work on it. It's been soaking with, looks like either ATF or Marvel's Mystery Oil for a while. Who knows how long it's been soaking with that. You got to tear the whole thing down anyway to get it. You got to get the cylinder free. You got to get the piston moving so you can take it apart so you can even do anything to it. I mean, I can take the head off and then beat it down if I needed to with a piece of wood. Let's see, how far are we away? 1, 2, what are we? 8, 10 bolts away? No, probably 15, 20 bolts, 20 fasteners away from pulling the engine. Okay, let's see if we can take this sucker apart. Let's see how long it takes us. It is 10:31. Let's see if we can knock this sucker out. There we go. See if we can get a little more leverage. There we go. One of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel was because I didn't grow up with go hang out in the garage with your father or your grandfather and tinker and learn how to do stuff. Yeah, I was the youngest of 4 boys for the single mother, and I was over 50 before I realized that you could do this to make a longer lever. I always just used this and a hammer. I was so mad when I figured that out. I called my brothers and was pissed off because it was their job to teach me this stuff. So, like I said, the main reason why I started the channel was because of this. Well, mainly for my grandchildren, so that they won't have to wait till they're 50 to realize that you can do that. I'm just putting these guys back where they go. Put everything back where it goes, at least somewhere where I think it goes, so it makes it easier on the other end. Back into here, just so we don't have to look for anything. There we go. So we keep everything where it goes. We have less to look for. These guys. Keep track of those, we'll need those. And then we got to loosen up. Figure out where this guy mounts. We may be able to get by just undoing these 2 on the back side, I think is what we'll do. Works out pretty good. This exhaust is not too bad a shape. Get this guy off. One more here. Okay, so now it's just the caveman in this thing out of here. I should be good. There we go. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Sometimes you just gotta step away and use a little bit more of your brain. There we go. Engine out. Less than a half hour. Okay, this is our engine room of the courthouse. See, we got a RD350 engine. That one's already been rebuilt. This is a 90 engine, CT90, needs to be rebuilt. This is a CB360, and then here's our engine. This whole cart, I take it apart, I can put it all in there. I don't have to worry about anything. So we're gonna break this thing down, see if we can free it up. Okay, let me show you what's in here. Let me get this light off so you can see it. That is, I don't know what that is, but that ain't good. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy free, get this point plate off. Okay. We will need that. Found it. How about you guys? Are you a find it now or are you a find it later kind of person? I'm a find it now. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you have to just stop what you're doing until you find what you dropped, or do you just move on? 95% of the time, I'm gonna find it now. There are those times to where if it's a pretty common bolt and fastener, I'll just move on. I'll just say, I'll find that sucker later. Whoa, look what we found in here. This is gonna be fun. This guy next. I don't know if this is the correct order. This is just the order I'm taking it off in. Right here is supposed to, there we go. Got it. That sucker's pretty rough. We'll have to soak that. Okay. The great thing about doing it in here is nothing's going to move. Everything is going to stay exactly where it is. It's not going to have to move around. It's going to stay right here in this. Hopefully, it won't be too long. Hey, hey, hey. And for the record, I've never taken a SL100, a 100 engine apart, so I'm just guessing at this. So far, the guesses have been pretty good. Yeah, oh, that's looking better in there. Definitely have to clean that guy, but let's see. We will have to take those two off in a minute, but let's go ahead and that should be my tensioner. It may not come off if my valves are stuck. Okay. There we go. Let's take these off. Yes, that guy. These two sprockets for the sprockets. I am guessing that is for the, yeah, that is the tensioner. This guy and this guy. There we go. Now it's wiggling. Come on. You can do it. There we go. That's what I wanted. I will have to find some wire just so I don't lose that. Again, this guy is going with the two bolts for it right in the drawer, and then this guy. But I should be able to, maybe. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. We're gonna have to see. See, I'm supposed to be able to pull this guy out now, but we may have to try to get the, I'll probably have a stuck valve. I want to back those off to see if we can remove some tension to then hopefully get it out. Okay, I'm loose on this side. I just need to loosen up this side. So I have the jam nut loose. I just need to see if I can back off the adjuster. I have to try to rotate it. I know what I'm gonna do. Let's stress test this 10mm bolt right here. You know what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna try to turn this thing. See if it'll, oh, there we go. There we go. That's where we needed to be. Is that one good? No, let's go around. Let's see. That one's good. Let's go till we get loose here. Trying to find the, yeah, maybe that'll work. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think this is gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Yep. Just had to line it up the right way. Okay, is that it? We should be free. I got this loose. Okay, let's get that out. Let's try that. There we go. Oh, dropped it anyway. There we go. Found it. Got it. Okay. Cylinder off. Ooh, look at that. Mmm. Yummy. What is in here? Look, this is, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Let's see if I can show you guys. Look. First off, what is that? Not sure. Look at this. This stuff is yummy. Look at this. I'll put it here so we can look at it. This is disgusting. I'm not sure what it is, but it is a mess. I was trying to scoop it up, but that wasn't working. We're just gonna have to get caveman on this. It didn't have a spark plug in it or something, and it just corroded, or just dirt. It was full of stuff. Wow, that's bad news. Let me show you in there. First off, all of this is just, I think it's dirt. And then look at it in here. This is just gross. Let me see if I can keep cleaning it out. Okay, so we have a piece of wood. The only one I could find was 3 feet long, and a hammer. And let's see if we can. Okay, put it on the ground because I felt like the top of that cart was given. Was flexing every time I'd swing it, so. Ow. You gotta make sure you hit the wood. Nothing yet. Okay, I found 2 pieces of wood right there. Now we can wallop this and hopefully get it to move since we're on the downstroke here. So we've escalated. I'm resigned to the fact that thing has to come apart so it can be rebuilt. So I've got this supersized socket that is like the exact size of the bore here, and then we're just walloping it. Is it moving? Oh no, we'll find out. It will or it won't. It is in further because the first time I had him in this way. So it is moving ever so slowly. We are going to have to replace the piston, maybe rebuild the whole bottom end. We'll find out. We're getting close to the end. Well, the end of something. It'll definitely be different. Will it be better? I'm not sure. It'll be different. What'd you do today? Well, I think I may have fixed or unfixed a SL100 engine. Not sure. We've got to be just about out. Come on. We can see the bottom of the piston. You can see the bottom of the piston right there. We are good. We're moving in the right direction. You know, like my grandma would just used to say, just keep walloping it. Okay, my grandmama never said, just keep walloping it. But I found that you can say some wild stuff and just attribute it to your grandmama. My grandmama used to say whatever, and nobody's going to call you on it. They're not going to say your grandmother was crazy, and it's so much fun to do because you can be in a social setting and just say wild stuff and attribute it to your grandmother, and people just take it. It's a fun social experiment if you want to give it a shot. And who knows, maybe your grandmama did say that. Let's get back to walloping this. We are so close. Look at us. My battery died right on the money shot. So let me pick this guy up here before I pull the cylinder off of it, and we can take a look at it. Let me clean up this mess. Okay, put all this stuff away. And you guys may be saying, and if you may feel a certain way about the violence that would just happened on this little SL100 engine. But the question is did I make it better or worse? May not be the right way, It's definitely different than it was before. But let me know. Let me know in the comments. What would you have done? I'm okay. I don't take it personal. This is the way I did it. It's a solution doesn't make it the solution. And my grandmama used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat. And she was a cat skinner, so. Okay, let's see if we can get this sucker off here. I mean, it looks like it's just muddy. It doesn't look awful. These are stuck, so let they move. Moves up. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, that is bad news. How bad? Even the pin is stuck. Look, this cylinder is not awful. I mean, it's not the best, but you saw how much stuff was in there. This doesn't feel that rough in here. So maybe it could be used. A good cleaning, maybe just a good honing. Yeah, that stuff's clean enough. Okay, well, let's see what this guy looks like underneath this. We're gonna need I'm gonna need to bring some heat so I can see if I can get that wrist pin off. This is gonna need some work under here. I may need some new valves. This all has to be cleaned up, so when I come back I'll bring the Dremel. We'll clean up all this, see how good they are. Maybe we'll have to pull it. Yeah, this thing's got to be cleaned out. It's all got to be cleaned out. I'll hit that with the Dremel. Maybe this thing went underwater? No, it's just up here. This is like weird. Yeah, that all needs to be cleaned out, so probably soak it first. Some osmo, we'll soak it and see if we can get all this stuff off, and then we'll, same thing with this. We're gonna need a gasket set, a piston, some rings, and then hopefully that's it. Maybe some valves, but we'll have to keep taking it apart. We'll have to go a little bit further. Okay, so here we are. The only thing I have left to do, I gotta order some parts. I gotta get this wrist pin out, but everything is stored right in here. So I don't have to worry about losing anything. It's right there and right there. We'll have to clean up some bits, we need to order a gasket kit, a wrist pin, and a piston and rings. And we'll pull off the side covers. We'll clean the whole thing up. Once we get this off, we'll clean the whole thing up, and then we'll paint the sides, put it all back together, and then hopefully Bob's your uncle. And then we've got this guy back together. I'm gonna take the carb and the tank to clean out the inside of the tank. We'll polish up the tank to make it look a little bit better. And then we'll go from there, because I think it'll actually probably work once we get this engine back together. So guys, that's kind of how it goes here. You know, sometimes I get started, I've got a plan that I'm gonna go with it. And then sometimes I just start working on motorcycles, and it's where the day takes you. It's kind of, when there's so many of them around, there's so much stuff that has to happen. So that's kind of where we are. Oh, the other thing we did is, so the Crap A Racer over here has been waiting patiently. I've got to take this. I just figured out how long it was going to need to be, and we're about that much too long, so that we can jam it in there, so that we can then finish up the back of this, weld it in, and put the seat back on, make it look a little better, maybe polish up that tank, and it'll start looking better. My intention today, this morning, when I got here, I was gonna, because I brought back the cover, side cover for the little Suzuki 250, that I was going to ride it, but then I realized that the tank needs to be cleaned, so I couldn't do that, because I was gonna ride it and the CB350, because I brought just a lever back so I could do this. But then I was messing around with this. I think my cable is stuck. because it doesn't move at all, even when I put any bit of pressure on it. I think my cable itself is seized, so I'm going to have to get another cable. I've got another cable at home that we can use, so I'll have to bring a cable, replace it, and then see if that makes a difference. My original plan today was I was going to ride 2 motorcycles. I was going to ride the TS250 and the CB350. That was what I wanted to do, but we ended up taking apart an SL100. Had to be done. So guys, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day.